And a broadsword. Okay.
You only get the luck if you equip all 3, though. Yeah, it's a set bonus. I think it's the only set bonus in the game.
Probably, yeah.
Of course, the best part is I think it actually changes your status. Like if you look at your status in the pause menu, I think it changes it to a la carte or something like that. Oh Jesus! I'm just watching you get the fuck kicked out of you.
Not for long. I used the stopwatch.
Tokyo Tamare! You're not gonna go down and get the right side done, or?
Yeah, I will. I'm just clearing this area out first.
Oh, your name gets changed to a la carte in the menu. Okay, that's pretty funny. Yeah, you can just jump over them.
I'm pretty sure that this is exactly what I thought. Good.
A dead end.
I wanted to find this keyhole earlier, so that way I have easy access back to
the warp room, right?
Quarters.
The warp room.
Because no way am I getting locked out of this area again.
Hmm.
It's going to get way too overhyped. People will complain that some parts of the game will be slow or boring, and then the final nail in the coffin
will be 3 or more season passes in the style of FF15.
Oh, okay, that's what he was basically trying to get at. It's too bad about Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. I just hope that KH3 doesn't cause Tetsuya Nomura to leave Square.
I don't know, I imagine that probably the Final Fantasy disease that Tabata talked about is probably what caused him to leave, maybe. Basically, how it wasn't just the fans that were, quote, sick. It was also the developers being divided about what Final Fantasy is.
Well, okay. First off, with the way too overhyped thing, honestly, I think hype has actually died down significantly around Kingdom Hearts 3 because everyone knows at this point that after 13 years, it's not going to be the greatest game of all time. As for some parts of the game being slow or boring, isn't that a problem with, like, all games? Well, I say a problem, but I don't know. I really don't think that it's necessarily a quote-unquote problem. I think it's kind of necessary. You can't just have non-stop action all the time, unless you're Platinum, in which case you fucking thrive on it. And as for season passes, I don't think there's going to be season passes in KH3.
And there's the a la carte mail and the sword and the shield.
Shit, was gonna ask you to start the noodles. Oh, shit, sorry.
Right. There's no way for me to get back in there.
I know they said that they were thinking about doing the DLC in the style of, like, they want to make sure that they have a complete game first, and then anything related to DLC will be, like, afterward, I guess? I don't know. It's a little murky, and I don't exactly remember all of it. Yeah, the left one's on a timer, says 10 elements.
Okay, that's well, I thought I could just reset it at some point and it would open up, but...
Hey, Deimos, if you're here, can you clear this up for Strider? Because I honestly can't remember all that's been said about thing. Oh yeah, KH3 doesn't even have confirmed DLC, they just made sure that the option to add to it is there if they want to do it. Of course, then you're going to get all the people going, oh, it should have been in the base game, and it's just like, what is wrong with you?
Just let them complete the game and then do whatever they want afterwards.
Well, the problem is at that point they're going to be, well, they should have completed the game. You know, the fact that there's DLC means that it's an incomplete game. I know, because I used to be one of those people, and I'm just like, no, that's not how it works. Sometimes you literally just finish the... Sometimes they literally just finish the game, and then they go, wait, it's already out, but what if we do this? And this,
people complain about that when Nintendo did DLC fighters for Smash Brothers.
I don't know about that, but I do know that, what's it? The one that just came out recently, World of Final Fantasy Maxima, is, on Steam right now. It's got quite a few people saying, this should have been in the base game.
Okay, this is a big area with all the sub-weapons. And heart repro. And a heart up.
Nice. They're 100% focusing on completing the game. Post-launch content will be dealt with, odds are, around launch. Yeah. Smash is just extra stuff. It's by no means incomplete. Okay. To kind of bring the subject back to Castlevania, speaking of sub-weapons, what sub-weapons do you prefer, I guess?
I mean, if I was Richter, I'd be using the cross or the holy water.
Yeah, because the holy water works differently for Richter than it does for Alucard.
Yeah, basically is a wave of water.
Mm-hmm.
Right, blood cloak.
Nice. I believe that gives you hearts?
Yeah, converts blood to hearts.
Nice. In other words, when enemies bleed... Or, wait, it converts damage to hearts? Oh, okay. So that, in other words, when you get hit, then it refills your hearts. Right, honestly, so... I kind of tend to forget that the sub-weapons exist, with the exception of holy water, which is only really useful for mostly stationary enemies.
Yeah.
But the one game that I think sub-weapons are really friggin' good in is, of all Castlevania games, Lament of Innocence. Because you get the orbs from defeating the bosses, and what the orbs do is they change what your sub-weapons do and their general power.
Yeah.
And there are some combinations that are just really good.
Oh, hey, there's the behemoth that killed himself by running into the wall and Rondo of Blood.
You just straight up fall down. Oh, yeah, there it is. I didn't even notice that. Really. Okay, so TLDR of the article is Nomura has plans for if DLC happens. It will not be cosmetic, it will be story-driven DLC, but there are no actual concrete plans as of 5 months ago for anything that will be DLC, and Nomura does not want a season pass. Well, good for him. I'm not actually sure the proper way to do DLC. Okay, now this room I would definitely use, like, Soul Steel or Tetra Spirit for.
Right.
Oof. Also, Stopwatch doesn't really do anything, unfortunately. Soul Steel is the one that goes left, and then, yeah. Oops. Spider-Man did DLC right. Okay. What did they do? Besides, like, the adding DLC, like, story campaign stuff. Yeah, stopwatches don't work on them.
Oh, yeah, I kept trying to do Hellfire.
Okay. It was planned out and being worked on before release, but it was its own story. Okay. It was in no way, shape, or form tied to the actual campaign. And you think that's doing DLC right? That's a little odd. Why would having it being tied to the campaign or not be determinant of its quality as DLC?
I don't... Whether it's tied to the campaign or it's just extra, I don't think that really determines the quality.
You know what? Actually, if it's tied to the campaign, then you actually get the people that are saying that it should be part of the base game. I think that's what he's talking about.
Oh.
When it's its own thing, when it's its own story, it's yeah. You kind of remove that excuse. Yeah, that's more to cover the whole they didn't finish the game. Okay.
I see, yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay. There are the skeletons with a musket. Ow.
That fucking... This
Okay.
room, just in general. Pretty much, if you ever run into a room and there's a ton of enemies, if you have a safe spot to stand in, just use Soul Steel.
Do I have a better sword than a broadsword?
I don't know.
Well, there's a combat knife, but I'm not using that. That's way too short. Okay, the Herald Shield. That's better. Okay. Crucible.
Yeah,
Cheese didn't heal a lot.
No, I'd go back in and use Soul Steel to heal yourself up. If you haven't already by now. I mean, I am working on a bit of a delay here.
Yeah, I'll use that. I'll at least get an attack up.
Because I think
so I have something to cover my ass.
I think if you're standing on the like the portion at the beginning, you can't get hit by the people throwing, or by the skeleton shooting bullets at you, which again, it's in the 1700s. What the hell? Wait, were muskets around at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. I'm fucking stupid.
There we go.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
See here. Okay, there you go. Nice.
And the shield blocks those musket shots.
Oh, nice.
Shit.
The reason I call Spider-Man's DLC the right way is because from the get-go, they were very clear with what point of it was. Okay.
Alright, and now I have the shield rod, the most broken item in the game.
Well, not really. It's not the most broken item in the game. It requires other items to be broken. It requires shields. Also, fun fact, if you do the left-right attack motion with the shield rod, it actually references, I think, radius? With the star-shaped shield that it throws out.
Let's see if that holds up.
God, I am on such a stream delay.
Okay, I don't know if that's a Gradius reference at all with that naked chick at all.
Huh? No. No. That's not it. There is a special... Oh, you know what? It must be if you don't have a shield involved.
Oh.
Hang on, let me take a look here. Shield, rod. Low end, slow club weapon. Okay.
I see you looking at that TV over there. Don't think I can't see you.
Eh?
My cat was peering up at the TV.
The shield rod also features a hidden ability which acts at the same time as a little Easter egg by pressing the following sequence: left, right, square, or alternative pressing both square and circle at the same time twice. A star-shaped shield like those from the Gradius series will be summoned in front of Alucard. The shield will be sent forward a short distance and remain in place for a short time. While it doesn't deal any damage to enemies, it can in turn block projectiles and other attacks a normal shield can. Up to 3 stars can be summoned at a time, which will disappear roughly after 10 seconds of being spawned. These stars can be summoned whether a shield is equipped or not. That's interesting.
Hold on. Okay, you gotta get down now.
Oh boy.
You gotta get down, you little snoot. Meow.
Meow.
Come here. Yeah. Yeah, you need to stay here. As long as you don't fool around with my... Okay, you just want to leave? Okay, fine.
You're fine, fuck off. Everyone is practically worried about KH3 mainly because of Super Eye Patch Wolf's video on FF15. I know I'm worried about Kingdom Hearts 3 because fucking Square Enix is imploding at this point, so... It's legitimately a thing that they might just cancel the game and go out of business. Considering they reported a, what, $33 million loss this year?
Huh.
I don't remember exactly. Gravekeeper. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend trying to use the shield rod like to actually fight things, but once you get like the Alucard shield or whatever, then yeah. I honestly have faith that KH3 will live up to my expectations. Well, unless you meant to say have no faith or your expectations are 0, then yeah. Because I know
you're gonna get on the TV again.
Because I know my expectations for KH3 are 0.
Just go to a news station and invade a news broadcast.
Oh no. They won't cancel KH.
Here.
They won't cancel KH3, but future iterations may be
Stay
games
here,
as a service. Oh yeah.
Hey. Just stay here.
Yeah, Starmech. I completely agree. They learned absolutely nothing from 15. And honestly, at this point, they deserve to collapse. As much as I hate to say it, because, you know, all those people will be out of jobs, people who try to do games as a service deserve the failure that they get. Okay, lads, it's late, so I'm gonna clock out. You have a good night. Yep, night, 10 elements.
Night.
Actually, if you're still there, what elements are that meant to be referring to?
What elements? Oh, are you talking to Deimos?
No, I was talking to 10 elements.
Oh, okay. There's an actual user. Okay.
I was legitimately curious as to where that came from. I like knowing where people's usernames come from. Except you, because it's pretty obvious.
Well, yeah, the samurai part and Snake. Well, I asked a friend to come up with the name, and it fit.
Yeah, because your original one was the Snake 383, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the most uncreative thing that I came up with.
Well, just because a username doesn't involve involves numbers doesn't mean that it's uncreative. I'll just go ahead and say it. Kyrex was straight up the name of a minor character in Bionicle.
Huh.
And I would argue I've done more with that name than Greg Farshtey ever did. The thing is, if your game is going to spend 15 plus years in development to become shit, then cancel it. At that point, you kind of run into the sunk cost fallacy, though, in that if you've put too much money into it, then you obviously have to continue with it. But yeah. My own personal ones for my namesake are fire, air, water, electricity, nature, ice, earth, darkness, metal, and light, based off of a comic I used to make that went nowhere. Well, yeah, you know.
And with your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
You're Captain Dumbass.
Shut up.
I mean, I'm not wrong. Of course, you are a bloody Bionicle fan. I say as Bionicle was also an inspiration for my name with the 6 elements from that. More than 6. There were Toa of all types.
Attack! Rid my castle of this pest!
Alright. Werewolf and Minotaur time.
Here's the one thing Square should do. Stop announcing games when you have no work done. Oh my god, I know, right?
Oh, that wasn't what I was trying to go for.
Immediately, it did 1 point of damage. Just like, no. Shoryuken! Oh, hello. Oh yeah, there were Toa of all sorts of shit. 6 base elements from the actual sets. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And there we go.
Although stone and earth being different kind of always irked me. Kind of along the same lines as water and ice, but at least in that it was a little bit more clearly defined. Stop buzzing, dumb phone.
Alright, that must be the mist power or whatever.
Great, now I want to talk Bionicle instead of going to bed. Go to bed, dude.
Form of mist. Right.
Takanuva Demos. Yep.
I have missed.
I believe you press both the... Yeah, okay.
They should have reprogrammed that for this port of Symphony of the Night.
Yeah. Pterrodax. His name was Pterrodax.